Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I wanted to come in today to say hello to everybody and hope you all are having a good night. Tonight, it is a little bit late, so I guess I'm finding all my night owls and all my folks that like to talk about Black wealth late at night and kind of do our thing. So anyway, here is something that came to mind that I saw that I wanted to kind of break down and give you guys some insight on what I'm seeing. Basically, Kevin Hart. Apparently, Kevin Hart had a vegan restaurant, and this it was called Hart House. And apparently, Hart House has gone bankrupt. They basically closed all four of their locations pretty quickly. They just started 2 years ago, which was very surprising to see them sort of disappear that quickly. And there's no specific reason given for that sudden shutdown. But there are some economic points I think that could be made about this. So anyway, before I begin, let's do a quick audio check. Give me a quick yes in the chat if you can hear me okay. Hello, Stephanie Barnes and Yoshika. I see you, girl. Good, great to see you as always. And let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Also, just a reminder, this podcast is on Spotify. So if you look up my name on Spotify, you'll find a couple of podcasts I think you'll enjoy. One is the Dr. Boyce Breakdown. The other one is Dr. Boyce Daily Stock Market, where I cover all of the things happening in the stock market. I want you guys to have money in your pocket, and I can just tell you right now, the market is doing great. I don't know if y'all remember. How many of y'all remember? I don't know. I want to do a test to see who listens a lot. But last week, if you remember when the market went bad, do y'all remember me telling you? I said, don't be surprised if next week ends up being one of the best weeks the market's had in a long time. I don't know if y'all remember me telling you that, but when the market went south, when we had those really heavy crash days, I said, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to buy a bunch of stuff because the market tends to reverse itself. I wrote my whole dissertation about reversals, and literally that's what the market does. And so Albert Cole, look at Tara Redmond, I see you in there. Yeah, I was saying this, but the problem is you can't predict it. Sometimes it happens the way it's supposed to happen. Sometimes it doesn't. But I'm telling you, I made thousands of dollars because all I did was basically just go in and buy all those stocks that I wanted anyway that were super cheap. And if you saw, there's a headline just today on CNBC, and it said the Dow had the best week. I think it was the Dow or the NASDAQ or both had the best week they've had for all of 2024. So don't despair when you see the market go down. Just prepare for the come up. You know, they say a setback is a setup for a comeback. So there you go. Congratulations. You're welcome. Enjoy the money. Don't spend it crazy. Me and my wife bought a new car today, actually. And let me just tell you, I'm not going to tell you what kind of car it was because I don't like to brag about superficial stuff. But it wasn't no hoopty. I'll just say that. But at the same time, while it was definitely a luxury car, she's a little bougie like that. You know, that's just what she is. But she's from Gary, so she's like kind of a little bit hood bougie because she grew up in the hood. Anyway, we got a used car. We never buy new cars. So the car is a few years old, but it has that new car smell and that new car feeling, and that's how we sort of negotiated. And we didn't buy a lot of the add-ons. We didn't spend up to our means. We didn't spend up to what we could afford. We spent what we were comfortable with, and spent an amount that wasn't gonna really do a lot to our income, like in terms of being an amount that would be stressful or uncomfortable. So that's what happened today. So I got time to spend with her, and we had to do that. We had to get another car because the kids became teenagers, and now they all want their own cars. So we're like, crap, we don't. Now I'm sitting at home. I need to take the bus, or something. We ain't even got a bus route around here, so we got to get another car. But anyway, enough of that. Y'all didn't come to hear all that nonsense. If you could, please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. If you haven't done it yet. Also, don't forget that tomorrow morning, we do this every morning, 7 days a week. We have free financial consciousness training for anybody that wants to elevate your economics. My PhD is in finance, and I'd love to help you. And it's free. Everyone loves it. It's called Money in the Morning. And so if you'd like to join us for that morning class, it's a private Zoom. Just go to b1moneytips.com. The URL's on the screen. That's b1moneytips.com. So Kevin Hart's vegan restaurant just shut down. This is after it's only been around for a couple of years. They shut down all 4 locations pretty quickly. I talked to my friend in LA, and she said that every time she drove by that restaurant, it looked empty. She said, I was really surprised that it would be something run and owned by Kevin Hart, and there will be nobody in there. And so I don't know if it was because the food just wasn't hitting or whatever. But that's one thing that I remember her saying. But here's some other things going on with the restaurant business, and this is also just kind of a warning for any of you that are thinking to go about going into the restaurant business. I know that a lot of you, like in the Black Business School, for example, we have a franchising program where we show people how to buy franchises and all that. And a lot of people want to get restaurant franchises. They want to, do that. You're thinking about owning a McDonald's or owning a Burger King or something. And what I've concluded is that basically restaurants, that's hard work. Like, you really got to love it. It's really got to be something that you're really into. It's not the best place to make money. It's just not the best place to make money. In fact, little basic things I've shown you guys how literally things like selling stock options can give you just as much of a return on your money in terms of income and capital gains as real estate or owning a restaurant and all this other stuff. And some other pressures being hit are hitting the restaurant industry are things like rising operational costs. Basically, the restaurant industry has been dealing with higher expenses. In California, they pushed for a $20 minimum wage law for fast food workers. Now, while this does not affect the restaurant that Kevin owned, if all of the wages of restaurant employees throughout the industry are going up, then you're going to have to pay more too. So there's a more competitive pressure in terms of the cost of workers. So the cost of labor went up. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a factor. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a factor, especially if they weren't generating the revenue they were looking to generate. Also, the fast food industry is very competitive. Lots of plant-based options are kind of out there now. They're not as many as there should be. Not as many people. I agree with you, Stephanie. Not as many people eat vegan food as much as regular food, right? Most of us are eating that crap that's killing us. And maybe some of the vegan food is probably processed and whatever. Like, I think the food industry is pretty terrible about giving us healthy options. But either way, though, a limited market with a lot of competition will push you out. Maybe they thought that being associated with Kevin Hart's name could kind of help them stand out a little bit. But if you don't have that marketing budget to really help you stand out, it's going to be really tough. Also, he was in LA, from what I understand. I think a lot of their branches or locations were in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is really struggling a little bit. The television and film industry is kind of moving out of LA. They're moving out of LA. They figured out something that's quite logical and quite obvious, that it's cheaper to shoot a film in Atlanta than it is Los Angeles. It's cheaper to shoot a film in New Mexico than it is in Los Angeles. There are so many cities around the country, so many states that are competing for the film industry to come shoot films there. They're giving them amazing tax breaks. So a lot of directors, producers, and filmmakers and studios started to build studios in other states. And I don't blame them. I think LA took it for granted that everybody would want to be in LA to shoot a movie. But now you got Los Angeles everywhere. I think that Atlanta has, I don't know if they have just as many opportunities for actors, actresses, writers, directors, and producers as LA, but it's pretty high. So that was another issue. There could have been an issue with rapid expansion. If they opened 4 locations in a short period of time, that may have pushed and stretched their resources a little too thin. One thing about business is that you always have to have a balance between playing offense and playing defense. It's just like football. Like right now, Coach Prime, congratulations to them. They just got a win today. And every football team, when you're adding to the team, you have a choice. Do you add to your offense or do you add to your defense? Do you try to score more points or do you protect the points that you're scoring? And same thing is true in business. You always have a choice. Do we take our resources and try to expand and make more money, or do we solidify and double down on what we have so we can protect the money that we're making? Any of you who were with me this afternoon when we were talking about ways to generate income by selling stock options, you saw the same thing, that every time you get that income and you get that money coming in, you have a choice. Do you expand your portfolio and get more assets so that you can make more money, or do you go ahead and double down and buy some puts and insure your portfolio to protect the income that you're making? So if they set up 4 locations in a very short period of time and they're shutting down this fast, I wouldn't be surprised if rapid over expansion might have become an issue. Starbucks had that same issue too. Starbucks are freaking everywhere. Their service has gotten horrible. Their stock price went into the toilet because they just became a crappy company. And I know this. I mean, I love Starbucks, and I was willing to pay for the $5, $6, $7 lattes. But then when I would get in there and the service would be just as mediocre as the Dunkin' Donuts next door, and the coffee tastes just about the same, then I'm going to go to Dunkin' Donuts. I'm going to go to McDonald's. I'm going to go somewhere else because you allowed your greed to disrupt and decay the quality of the customer experience. So I don't know if this is what happened with Kevin Hart's company, but I wouldn't be surprised if overexpansion was an issue. And so there's some other issues there, but it's not so much about Kevin Hart in the Hart House that I really wanted to talk about with this. It's more so about sort of general business principles. Again, I go back to this idea that if you want to go into into business and you want to go and open a restaurant, make sure it's something that you really love. Make sure that you really, really, really want to do it. Don't just do it for the money. Most of the people who run good restaurants are people who just love. Maybe they love to cook, maybe they love the industry, maybe that's just where their experience is. I don't think you should just jump in because you're thinking about the best way to make money. There are a jillion ways to make money. Again, even with if you have a capital base, I could show you easily how to make money with stock options. It's not that hard to do. And what my wife and I found, we tried to be, we decided for a short period of time to be landlords, and we found out we didn't like it. We don't like the time. We don't like the energy that it takes. So we sold one of our properties and we took the money. We bought some shares of stock, and actually it tripled our income because we were able to then sell the options on the stock and make just as much money as we made by owning owning the building. Sure, there are some tax implications. Maybe the write-offs are not quite the same, but it's good enough to the point where we're like, okay, we're happy now. Right? Money should make you happy. Money should not make you miserable. So, with Kevin, I'd be curious to know what drove him to want to go into the restaurant business. If maybe he felt that his name would help him stand out in a very competitive industry. Basically, right now, about 1/3 of the top 500 restaurants basically had a net decline in unit and per unit sales over the last year. So you're kind of going into this industry that's really having a lot of issues. And now the thing is, it's interesting about the Hart House, and what's surprising to me about the shutdown is that they had reported positive sales growth. I mean, they were really talking about as recently as February that they were going to expand, and so for them to be kind of shut down right now, it's just strange. I just don't know what happened here. But again, my goal is not to gossip about the life of Kevin Hart. I wish him the very best. I like his hustle. I think he's a guy that's just in there, just kicking ass, taking names, busting heads, working hard, and I respect that 100%. So I'm sure whatever he does next is going to be successful. This man knows how to sell things out and just kind of goes a long way. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce on out, guys, and I want to remind you, if you want to get started with your wealth building journey, feel free to go to blackmoney101.com. There's some stuff over there. It's an introduction to the power of money. It's a very popular course we have in the Black Business School. It doesn't cost that much. I don't know what the price is, but it didn't cost that much. Also, tomorrow I'm going to do a training on stock options and generating income from stock options. So if you'd like to join that and be a part of that, you can actually take a look at a training I put together called How to Make Money Without Working. And you can get access to that by texting the word money to the number 87948. So text money to 87948. I'll send you a link right back immediately with a link to the training. It's been seen by about 1 million people, and I know that you're going to love it. It's going to rock your world. I guarantee it, because you'll be amazed at all the different ways there are to make money outside of like working a job. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Have a good night. Thank you guys for listening. God bless you. And I hope you guys are going to come to the All Black National Convention. It's going to be October 25th through the 27th in Lombard, Illinois, which is right outside Chicago. So if you'd like to join us at the convention this year, feel free to go to allblacknationalconvention.com. The schedule's up there. You can see what we're going to do. We're going to have a lot of experts, a lot of good people coming together to solve problems in our community. We don't need anybody else. We don't need white folks. We don't need the government. We don't need all these other people stepping in, telling us how to be black. We got this covered, and we got experts that can help you in every area, every walk of life, and also just really good people that you should connect with, because that's how you build wealth. You come together and you help each other out. So feel free to go to allblacknationalconvention.com. All right, guys, have a good night. God bless you, and I'll see you guys soon. I'm actually going to go over to drboystv.com and hang out with my homeboys and play some Call of Duty. I don't know if you guys know, I found some good brothers that play Call of Duty with me. I started playing with my son, and he got me into it, and so I love it. So actually, sometimes I'll play online. So if you ever want to come in and just ask me questions, like, you can come in the chat and ask me questions. I'll answer in between the games and stuff. So feel free to come and hang out at drboystv.com. I'll be over there right now if you're listening live. And you can just sort of talk to me. And in fact, one of you were asking, why haven't I done an Ask Dr. Boyce lately? Well, you know what? Great question, Brandon. Well, maybe we do it tonight, right? So if you come over to drboystv.com while I'm playing, you can actually ask me questions on the chat, and I will answer the question. Ask me anything that you want, because it's Saturday night, and I kind of let loose then. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.